Socialization, entertainment, and relaxation. Asians do not do that. That's not what their media project. They project sciences. They project mathematics. They project development in technology. And guess what? And that is why a lot of development is happening in the Asian world right now. And that is why China, from where they came from, would actually stand rule with Americans. Nobody cares what anyone has to say. Intelligence can be altered to generate capacity for leadership. So at the moment, it's not about the gene set that you inherit that determines whether you can be a leader or not. But then it's good to know that we're talking about management. Leadership is not also equal as management. Management is different, but you need both to lead the people in the direction that they need to go. While managers manage events, situations, protocols, and all of that, leadership or leaders actually lead the people. And there are a set of skills that you need to possess as a leader to lead a group of people. You know, you've had a lot of talks about leadership, so I'm just going to be scratching a lot of the things you have said. I'm going to major on very little part while around them. So now, what is the modern way of looking at leadership? A leader should always have a followers. That's true. And that's why Jesus Christ had a lot of followers. You know, there are a set of skills that he had that gave him ability to have a lot of followers. He learns. That's why at the age of 12, for instance, he was able to dialogue with intellectuals, teachers, rabbis, and was able to reason them out of their understanding. So you can imagine what kind of person Jesus Christ was or is. So leaders have followers. A leader should have a capacity to translate vision into reality. Vision should be translated into reality. So if you look at the Nigerian situation, you find that something is actually lacking. If you have privilege of looking at the templates of Nigerian development, you'll be wondering why we are still where we are, because all of these things are just there in paper. But the ability to translate them to what they are is just what the problem is. You should have ability to translate vision into reality. Let me give you a distraction, a diversion. We lived on fuel, on petroleum. Let me just assume for about 60 years. Since we started mining or pumping or drilling petroleum. And then petroleum has been our mainstay of our economy. We started agriculture at some point. But now, let me ask you, where is the vision? At some point, NFDs was supposed to be the people who will help in developing petroleum, with refineries about 4 across the nation. But none of them is functioning. And then we have every time employing engineers, managers, scientists to NFDs. So what are they doing? Because it's so, where is the vision? And now the world has found out that petroleum has empowered some people. It never empowered us anyway. It rather gave us more problems. Empowered people like Russia, United Arab Emirates, the Saudis, and all of that. We have petroleum more than these guys. But it never empowered us. And now the world has decided to even change products that generates energy. And now it's solar, an alternative source of energy. We have not survived petroleum yet. We don't have any other source of energy. And now the world is moving out of the market of petroleum. And then who buys the petroleum? Yes, I know the market will be in African countries anyways. But then you know the market is going to reduce. And then you don't refine the petroleum. So you can imagine it's like you survive on rice, you plant, you farm rice, then you don't even have pots to cook the rice. How stupid are you? And that's how painful it is when you analyze visions. And now Europeans have maps. By the year 2035, there are going to be electric cars everywhere. So who buys your petroleum? How do you generate your revenue? We are in need of leaders who have visions, who see, and who align the parameters and the people around them to achieve this vision. It's all about vision. And I think these are the kind of leaders that Nigeria need now. I was in Denmark 3 weeks ago. All the vehicles in Denmark, at least once I entered, were all electric vehicles. All of them were electric vehicles. Now they are building planes, electric planes. So who buys our petroleum? I don't know who will sell them to anyways. But then it just means the market is changing. What was normal now will not be normal later. But then we haven't seen the pathway to sustaining ourselves and to doing things in the way that sustain the future for our nation. So it is when you develop a vision, and you should be able to call yourself a leader. And now, Bill Gates has made himself very relevant in a lot of things. He started as a Microsoft guy. Of course, you know, Bill Gates was said to be a dropout from school, but please, I don't want you to use the word dropout. He wasn't a dropout. He was more intelligent than school. Yes, please. He was not a dropout. Bill Gates made an incursion into a field that nobody had made so much investment in by learning, practicing, and developing. And so he got job offers while he was still in school. Why are you in school? To make money, in quotes. And then you are in school, opportunity comes to make money. He left it, went to pursue his career. He was a mathematician. His mother was an accountant, his father was a lawyer. He belonged in the elite club of children who first had computer in Massachusetts. They moved over to Washington, and they spent hours, night hours, in the University of Washington Department of Computer, programming, when even professors were not working with computers. So he had more time on the computer than his allies, and today he's there. But that's just not all. They have moved into genetic engineering because that is what is being seen to be the next frontier of the world. And today is pioneering gene editing. I told you about people saying with eyes like laser. You've not heard enough of that. That's what is coming at us very soon. When men will be developed into homo deus, men with godlike abilities. But that's left for controversy for whether you want to accept it or not. But as we speak, it's happening. So he said, as we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. And that's what he is doing. So the word leadership is being redefined to match with the contemporary changes in the world. Leadership means influence. And all of that. Those are some of the definitions of leadership. So it's a process of social influence, which maximizes the effort of others towards achieving a goal. This definition was by Forbes. Of course, you know, Forbes is one of the biggest magazines that has to deal with important people who make names, money, and their contributions to the world. So there's a lot about leadership. So it requires social influence, requires others. There are some personality traits, there are some attributes, and all other things that goes with leadership. It includes a goal, not influence with no intended outcome. So there's just so much about leadership, and that's just what the world is begging. In every aspect of human endeavor, of every industry, leadership is just what the world needs. If you have time, you may take a look at this book, The Tipping Point, written by Malcolm Gladwell. It's one of the greatest writers of this time. His English is simple, legible, easy to understand, and all of that. So he talked about tipping point. When an idea that comes at a point in time becomes a tool that makes for rapid progress and development. And that is why I see that Twitter is making so much impact right now. When Donald Trump became the president, he made social media a tool of government. And today, every government official has a Twitter account. Twitter, that was not too known, became a business venture that had to involve the richest man in the world coming to buy over it and decide to commercialize it.